why Nancy Pelosi left the Capitol so ill-prepared that day.
Oh, my God.
Computer says nah.
Hi, Jody.
Hi, Chris Lavoie.
Good morning.
Hi, this is Jody Hamilton sitting in for Stephanie Miller on The Stephanie Miller Show.
Yeah.
She is going to take a little nap.
She's probably
So
under
he-
anesthesia right
probably
now.
falling asleep at this very moment.
It was at this hour?
This
very
hour.
moment.
Yes.
She is taken some sleeping medication to take a better nap.
Yes.
323-410-0458 is the
Please
number.
call us.
Yes.
Please call.
Lots to talk about.
Yeah.
So
Because
many-
there's a big thing on
There's
the
a
TV
big
tonight.
thing happening today, if you
Yeah.
didn't know.
And Republicans are freaking out.
And they are totally freaking out.
A little scared.
They're panicking.
They're scared.
Apparently. They're setting up in the rotunda, is what you told
Yeah, that's there was an article that leaked last night that apparently there's going to be part of the presentations are going to be taking place in the rotunda where we see a lot of the news stand-ups during the day.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So that's going to be pretty dramatic considering what was going on in that rotunda on January 6th.
And Chris and I were talking about the sound in there because it's a very hollow, marbled room.
Well, yeah, lots of hard surfaces. I don't know how they're going to dampen the... Because even when news networks do stand-ups in there, it's echoey.
Yeah.
But they're not prepared for that. They're just doing stand-ups. And
Yeah, I feel like there's
going
to be setting
and
for
people
this.
are going to be seating in the round, apparently.
Yeah, all the news agencies are going to be, each one is going to be set at a different column going around the rotunda.
Right, which means they'll probably have something. Bodies alone help absorb sound.
Yeah, just some
and
sort
they'll
of
probably have
noise
stuff on the
dampening.
ground and stuff hanging that we can't see, probably
Yeah.
in there.
Hope so.
Well, we do have a news producer producing tonight's television side of the broadcast.
Yeah.
Which is smart. I know a lot of people are like, oh, how dare they? It's
The Republicans went after that.
of course they did, because they don't know how to produce good. I watched their convention.
They don't know how to produce good?
They don't produce good at all.
No.
Their convention was terribly produced.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just awful.
The best
Is
is yet to come.
Oh,
Because to an empty room.
They did. And by the way, look, this is not
How do you-
curled up at all.
Right.
Jody, that's amazing. You are so talented. You can do things that Stephanie can't do with those headphones.
I mean, it's also, you can't hear through her headphones today because my ears aren't shot.
Right.
Right.
I literally sometimes don't have to put on my headphones way over there. Thank you. Way over there because I can hear hers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The pre-show, those are our monitors that we can just hear everything that's going on in them.
Pretty much. I
Yeah.
think they are louder than the monitor that Chris has.
Yes,
very
they are at times.
Slightly on. So yes, everybody, we are tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern for 90 minutes, which means I do get to go to bed at a reasonable hour this
Oh,
evening.
it's only 90 minutes. I thought it was 2 hours.
It's 90 minutes. Here's what it's a 90-minute hearing. Benny Thompson and our House Velociraptor will do most of the talking.
Yes.
Yep.
They will deliver the opening statements. Thompson will place January 6th in a broader historical context and talk about it as an aberration in the history of our democracy.
Oh, there's Liz.
There she is.
Yeah.
She's
She had to make an appearance.
She has to.
Yeah, you know her.
But I think this is interesting. We're going to hear from tonight the documentary filmmaker Nick Quested,
Yes.
who, and Capitol Police Officer Caroline Edwards, who was the first person injured, a lady cop.
yeah.
A lady cop.
A lady cop. We're going to hear from them for sure. But we talked about this on Tuesday. I know you guys talked about it yesterday, that they were that dumb to hire a documentary
Filmmaker.
producer
Yeah.
to follow. It was the Proud Boys that hired them, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I said this on Tuesday, and you guys said it as well. It was because they thought they were right.
Mm-hmm.
They thought they were documenting history in the making, as in they were going to be lauded for it in the future. That this was, and I've equated it to the Nazis documenting everything they did because they thought that was a good idea.
Yeah.
And my podcast host David said, "No, comparing to Nazis isn't hyperbole. No, it's apt.
Accurate at this point.
Because what we watched, and we're going to see new stuff apparently that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
Which, wow, I mean, because we've seen so much
Embedded with the Proud Boys.
embedded with
What kind of footage do they have?
The thing I'm the most interested and curious about is that clandestine parking garage meeting.
Yeah.
With the Oath Keepers and
Yeah.
the Proud Boys, especially because both of those groups were saying, "Oh no, we don't know her. We don't know each other. We
Right.
didn't work together."
Right.
They went all Mariah Carey on him, but guess what? They did know each other.
They did know each other, apparently.
And they had a meeting.
And they had a meeting in that car hole, is what we call it.
Yeah.
And it was, I believe that was on the 5th, the day before.
Yes, it was. It was the day before.
It's almost like they were coordinating something.
A coordinated attack, perhaps?
An attack is a good word.
A coordinated attack. That is very possible. What I find funny about a lot of this is that now, I mean, they sort of said this before, but now they're getting louder, that Republicans are asking why the Capitol Police didn't call the National Guard. First off, it's not the Capitol Police's purview to call the National Guard. That's the President of the United States for Washington, D.C. Otherwise, it's the governors of each state. And the governor of Maryland wanted to call up his guard, correct?
Yeah.
And was told, no, don't bother, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this one, Troy Nels, is quoted as saying, maybe they just wanted it to happen, the Capitol Police.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
That's just dumb.
I do believe that one of the police officers, here she is, Caroline Edwards, has a few things to say about that.
I mean, a number of them lost their lives because of it, so I would say they did not want that.
Yeah, two of them committed suicide after the attack. One died because the ME says it wasn't because of his injuries, but I doubt he would have had that same reaction on a normal day.
He went through that day.
Right. I don't think his physical reaction to that day would have been a normal physical reaction to a normal day on Capitol Hill. So I do blame his death on
The riot.
on the insurrection and the coup attempt. I love this. Troy Nels, who's from Texas. They love their guns in Texas. He said he's conducting his own probe of the riot.
Oh,
All by himself?
Yeah.
good for him.
Bless his heart.
Oh.
I'm sure he'll get right to the bottom of it.
He's just so lovely. Yeah. And again, Trump said, Donald said the day of, why isn't, Nancy Pelosi doing anything? Me. He said he hated seeing it. It's got to be taken care of. I assume they were taking it. No, it was up to you, dude. And we have reporting that the Secret Service was worried about Mike Pence's safety ahead of time.
Some of the Secret Service stuff is getting really dark, and I'm hoping that we're going to have a day of hearings.
Isn't Mark Short, he's supposed to testify, correct?
He is supposed to testify. I thought that he was tonight as well.
He might be. And he's going to testify in person, or are they going to do pre-tapes?
It sounded like he was in person as well as there's a judge that Pence spoke to about these efforts, too. I can't remember his name off the top of my head right now.
That's okay. It's okay. There's a lot. So
there's a lot. There's a lot, and I don't have the paperwork in front of me like you do.
Tell me where.
What you need to do is get a stick with a Y shape to it, and you can divine it.
Oh, no kidding. Again, I've said this before, but I do not know how the lady does it, because she has everything piled up, and somehow she can, like with cards, it's like a card trick.
She has her systems.
She does. I mean, I have it so that like all the headlines are kind of there.
Visible.
She also twists her headphone cord without even knowing.
And I don't. See,
no,
that's my superpower.
She. Okay, I've worked with her since '97. I've noticed that when she's on the air, she has these little quirks and things that she does that she doesn't even know that she's doing, but it helps her, get her thoughts.
It's her process.
Right.
Exactly. And one of those processes is twisting the headphone cord. She doesn't know she's doing it.
It's It's
a self-inflicted wound, as Aisha Tyler would say.
Well, I mean, she did have it stretched up there when I got here, but it still was twisted. I'll teach her how to untwist it. It's really not that hard. It's about unplugging things. It's not that. Did she not have a long cord? Maybe she did, and she did this when she would talk on the phone, like with the long telephone cord.
Could be.
I already see a curl happening in it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's done. See?
Stop it before it starts.
Yeah.
Yes, it's preventative care.
Yes.
On that. So the GOP is freaking out a bit. Well, they freaked out apparently prior to the attack. They were told Debbie Lesko.
Yeah, this is I find this very suspicious considering the company that she was keeping, and she was, I believe, one of the people who was going to the White
19.
House.
19? Okay.
Yeah, she had some interesting things to say.
Oh, Lesko. Oh my God.
On
She's
January
from Arizona.
5th. On January 5th, she said this.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
I also asked leadership to come up with a safety plan for members. I'm actually very concerned about this because we have who knows how many hundreds of thousands of people coming here. We have Antifa. We also
What?
have, quite honestly, Trump supporters who actually believe that we are going to overturn the election. And when that doesn't happen, most likely will not happen, they are going to go nuts.
Debbie, you were instrumental in whipping them up into a frenzy
Yeah.
in the first place.
She would know they're going to go nuts because she was in on the planning.
Now, and this recording was obtained by New York Times reporters Jonathan Martin and Alexander Burns for their book, This Will Not Pass. Again, how long ago did they get this is my question. Hopefully they just recently got this stuff.
It could be one of those things where they got this recording, but it did not come up in the book, but they've gone back and reviewed some of the audio that they'd collected. Because
Right.
it seems like there's several things that are coming out
Yeah.
here at the last minute that would be relevant.
And hopefully this also will be played during the hearings at some point.
Yeah.
Because that's important audio to let people know that they were aware that this was going to be a problem and they knew that Donald lost the election.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is ultimately the most important thing.
One other thing that keeps coming up, and I think back, I don't know if you recall this, but on the day of January 6th, there was such a big push. And I remember the Democratic messaging, and the mayor of D.C. came out and said, if you are thinking about counter-protesting, do not come.
Yeah.
Do not come. And I think back to myself now, and thank God there was not the counter-protest, because that is what Trump was wanting.
Yeah.
Because that would have really created a violent clash outside the Capitol amongst people.
Which would have allowed him to
declare
to
the
insurrection.
Insurrection
victory.
Act, yeah.
Yeah.
That to me is, if there is one thing that we did right on that day, it
We
was
held
making
back.
sure
Yeah.
and let them do this all themselves. And because it shows that was part of their plan, because everyone, even Marjorie Taylor Greene was talking about Antifa. Everyone was talking about Antifa's breaking into the building, Antifa's doing this. Antifa was not there. It was only Trump supporters.
You are correct about that. And no, I think that, because I remember during the because we all knew what was going
The
on.
walk up to it.
And we remember all that stuff. So, no, I'm glad that I think there were some people there, but not enough of a crowd for it to be an issue. I'm sure there were some counter protesters, but like 10 of them.